Small Pikin appearance, but with Dangote doings. No be express our children the waka go so. Before I get into what I want to say, let's watch this video.
Congratulations, boss. Congratulations. See small boy way by 17 Pro. Para.
We all saw that video. I don't think that boy is more than 14 to 16 years old. That boy went to a store and acquired the latest iPhone 17 from a store. And the seller, the person who attended to him, obviously someone who is much older than him, who could even be his father's age mate, is hailing him, boss, para, urging him on that he bought iPhone 17 that is worth somewhere between 2 point something to 3 point something million naira in Nigeria. Now, this is what I want to say. We know, let's not lie to ourselves, that boy did not work for that money. I know a lot of people were saying maybe content or advertisement, whatever, but either it was meant for content or it really happened. It's a very bad message that was sent. Let me start from here. We all know that boy did not work for that kind of money. He couldn't have worked legitimately for that kind of money. I don't think anybody would have gifted him that amount of money. Now, let's even assume someone gave that money to him. Is the right thing to do next be buying iPhone 17? From the way he looked, his appearance, you know that, it's either he's hiding his wealth from his parents, his people at home, or he's not even wise enough to know the basic, the necessary things for him to do with money. When, someone has money, and the first thing you do when you get money is to invest it. If you are that kind of person, to invest it, take care of yourself, your family, things around you before you go for luxury. Luxury comes last out of everything. Taking care of yourself, your family, how you can multiply that money is the first thing to do. So now, a lot of people were in the comment sections hailing the boy and, attacking people who were saying sense. People who were saying, this boy, how did he get the money? Doesn't he have family members? Look at how he's dressed. He's not even looking well and all that. A lot of people were attacking them and saying, is it your money? Is it because you don't have the money? Is it because you are not the one that has the money? It's his money. He can do whatever he likes. Yes. If he's of that kind of age that should have that money, then maybe nobody should be able to talk, tell him what to do with his money. If he's that age and he decides to squander that kind of amount on frivolities, then nobody should be able to tell him, what he should do with his money. But at that age, he needs to be cautioned. He needs to be talked to. He needs to be guided and advised. And this kinds of attitude is what has led this country to where we are. We might not know about it. I think I'm going to do a series of videos on this issue, how we got to where we are. It's this kind of mindset. We don't know, but it's a ripple effect that this kind of mindset got us to where we are today in Nigeria. Let me tell you how. A brief analogy, and maybe I'll pick up in other videos. Now, back then, when we were still young, a lot of people were hailing, then it was 419. 419 people, fraudstars, they were still fraudstars, 419 and shady people and all that. People were hailing them. We know them, those names back then, those big names back then, we know them, People were hailing them, people who had money, they were the talk of the town, they were the rich and big boys and all that. People were not castigating them. Now, some of those people found themselves in power, maneuvered themselves into power because they had the money, illegally gotten money, fraudulently gotten money. They had it, so they maneuvered themselves into power because you can't give what you don't have. If fraudulent people, because what we have in government will be a reflection of who we are. So if we are urging on fraudulent people back then, we're urging on fraudulent people, accepting them and praising them, automatically some of those people will get into power. And now that is all they know. Fraud, 419 was all they knew. So when they got there, what do you think they will do? Work for you, work for Nigeria, build Nigeria? No, they will do what they know how to do best, which is defraud the country. That's what they knew, and that's what they did, and that's why we're here. Most of them, they defrauded the country, they carried out or did illegal things, that got us where we are today. Now, this crop of young ones right now, if we don't put them right, if we don't show them the path, what do you think would happen when they grow up to be people who should be in power? Some of them will get to that position, or most of them, because a lot of our kids now are into these things. Most of them will get into power, and what do you think they would give to the country? How do you think they would build the country? Do you think they would have that ethics of work, that work ethics that, okay, we should do things the right way, then our country will be great? No, it is what they know that they will do. So this, what that boy did, buying that and people urging him on, and even the guy when no using head when they sell the gadgets, urging him on, boss, you para, this and that, a small boy, this and that. It's condemnable. It's not something we should applaud. These are not the things we should be applauding. For us that want our country to be great, for us that believe, for the patriots, this is not what we should be applauding. Look, if that thing had happened abroad, in America, UK, Germany, whatever, that store owner will be the one to call the cops. That, a minor came to my shop, to buy a gadget worth, let's say, $2,000 something dollars, or £1,900. The cops will come. They will interrogate him. How did you get the money? Did you steal it? Where did you get it from? Did your parents give it to you? How did you get the money? Then you'll get to the bottom of it. But here in Nigeria, we support it. Then tomorrow we start blaming our government, we start blaming our leaders. Where do you think our leaders came from? Do you think they fell from heaven or from out of space? They got to that position from us. And they will carry the mentality, the knowledge, the attitude, everything we have supported them with. They will carry it up there, and they will rule us with that ideology, with that knowledge, with that experience that they've garnered from us. That is it, and that is my take. Till I come your way next time, please like, share, follow, and do drop your comments. Doing all this will definitely help make the channel grow. See you all next time. Bye bye.
Silver Squad Channel.